Hey guys, so today in this video I'm going to explain you the poem Meera Ke Pad. So first we'll start to understand the very first stanza of the poem. Hurry up, haro jan re beer. So here poetess Meera, she says, Lord Krishna, you remove the sadness and pain of all your devotees. So here Hari means Krishna, Haro means remove, Jan means devotee, and Beer means sadness and pain. Now Meera starts to give few examples where Lord Krishna had saved his devotees. Draupadi ri laj raki, aap badayo cheer. So here poetess Meera says, Lord Krishna, you kept the respect of Draupadi by keeping on increasing the length of her sari. So actually what is happening is that Dushasana is insulting Draupadi by pulling her sari, but Lord Krishna, he saved Draupadi by keeping on increasing the length of her sari. So here large means respect, Raki means kept, Badayo means increase, and Cheer means sari. Bhagat Karan Roop Narhari, Dariyo Aap Sarir. So here poetess Meera says, Lord Krishna, just for the sake of your devotee, you had taken the form of Narasimha avatar in your body. So Bhagat Karan means just for the sake of your devotee. Narhari means Narasimha avatar, Dharyo means took the form, and Sarir means body. Now, Narasimha avatar is basically half man and half lion. That is basically the body is the man and the face is lion. Burto Gajraj Rakyo Kati Kunjar Peer. So here poetess Meera says, Lord Krishna, you saved the king of elephants called Airavat by killing the crocodile. So actually what is happening is that the crocodile came to harm the elephant, but Lord Krishna, he killed the crocodile and saved the elephant from all its pain. So here Gajraj means king of elephants called Airavat, Kati means killed, Khunjar means elephant, and Peer means pain. Dasi Meera Lal Girdar Haro Mahari Bir. So here poetess Meera says, Lord Krishna, I am your slave. Please remove my sadness and pain as well. So here Dasi means slave. Lal Girdar means Krishna. Haro means remove. Mahari means our or my. Bir means pain. So here Meera is basically saying, Lord Krishna, even I am your devotee, I am your slave. Please remove my sadness and pain as well. So now we'll see the वाक्य for a better understanding. इस पद में कवियत्री मीरा भगवान श्री कृष्ण के भक्त प्रेम का वर्णन करते हुए कहती है. So in this stanza, poetess Meera, she is describing the love that Lord Krishna has towards all his devotees. कि आप अपने भक्तों के सभी प्रकार के दुखों को हारने वाले हैं. So Meera is telling us that Lord Krishna, he removes all the sadness and pain of his devotees. अर्थात दुखों का नाश करने वाले हैं. ही इज द पर्सन हु डिस्ट्रॉयज ऑल द सैडनेस. दुखों का नाश मीन्स डिस्ट्रॉय द सैडनेस. मीरा उदाहरण देते हुए कहती है. सो मीरा इज गिविंग फ्यू एग्जाम्पल्स एंड शी इज टेलिंग अस कि जिस तरह आपने द्रौपदी की इज्जत को बचाया और साड़ी के कपड़े को बढ़ाते चले गए. So here Meera says, just the way how Lord Krishna, he had saved the respect of Draupadi by keeping on increasing the length of her sari. इज्जत को बचाया means saved her respect. जिस तरह आपने अपने भक्त प्रहलाद को बचाने के लिए नरसिम्हा का शरीर धारण कर लिया. So here Meera says, just the way how Lord Krishna had saved his devotee named Prahalad by taking the form of Narasimha avatar in his body. So actually the name of the devotee was Prahalad. Lord Krishna wanted to save Prahalad, that is why he had taken the form of Narasimha in his body. और जिस तरह आपने हाथियों के राजा भगवान इंद्र के वाहन ऐरावत हाथी को मगरमच्छ के जंगल बचाया था. So here Meera says, Lord Krishna, just the way you had saved the king of elephants, that is the vehicle of Lord Indra, by killing the crocodile. So here Meera is saying that Lord Krishna, he had saved the king of elephant, and that elephant is nothing but the vehicle of Lord Indra. भगवान इंद्र के वाहन, vehicle of Lord Indra. And here मगरमच्छ means crocodile. हे श्री कृष्णा, उसी तरह अपनी इस दासी अर्थात भक्त के भी सारे दुख हर लो. So here Meera is saying, hey Lord Krishna, similarly I am your slave, that is, I am your devotee, please remove my sadness as well. अर्थात सभी दुखों का नाश कर दो. So here Meera is saying, Lord Krishna, please destroy all my sadness as well. So now we'll start to understand the second stanza of the poem. Syam Mahane Chakar Rakoji. So here poetess Meera says, Lord Krishna, please keep me as your servant. So here Syam means Krishna, Mahani means me, Chakar means servant, and Rako means keep. Girdhari Lala Mahane Chakar Rakoji. So here poetess Meera is again saying the same thing. Lord Krishna, please keep me as your servant. So Girdhari Lala means Krishna, Mahani means me, and Chakar means servant. चाकर रहस्यु, बाग लगस्यु, nit ut dharsan pasyu. So here poetess Meera says, I will stay as your servant and I will put up a garden. I will make a garden and from there I will always get your view. So here chakar means servant, rahasyu means will stay, bag means garden, lagasyu means put or make, nit means always, and darsan means view, pasyu means get. So poetess Meera is saying that when she becomes a servant of Lord Krishna, she will make a garden and from that garden she will see Lord Krishna every day. Brindavan री कुंज गली में गोविंद लीला गास्यु. So here poetess Meera says, in the narrow streets of Vrindavan, she will sing songs of Lord Krishna. So here Brindavan means Vrindavan, Kunj means narrow, Gali means streets, Govind Leela means Lord Krishna, and Gasyu means songs. चाकरी में धरसन पास्यु, समरण पास्यु करची. बाप भक्ति चाकीरी पास्यु, तीनों बातों सरसी. So here in these two lines, what Meera is actually saying is that after she becomes the servant of Lord Krishna, she will have three kind of advantages. Three things will be fulfilled for her. The first thing is that she will always be able to get the view of Lord Krishna because he is right next to her. And the second advantage is that Lord Krishna's memories will not give her any pain. Now, see, if someone is very far from you, only then their memories will make you feel very bad. You'll feel so sad that you are separated from them. But now they're right next to you, so their memory will not give you any pain. So, that was the second advantage if she becomes servant of Lord Krishna. And the third advantage was that her empire of devotion will keep on increasing because now Krishna is right next to her. Her devotion is going to keep on increasing. So all these three advantages will be fulfilled. So here Tino Bato Sarsi means all three things will be fulfilled. Sarsi means fulfill. Chakari means servant. Darsan means view. Pasyu means get. So that was the first advantage. She'll be able to get the view. Samran means memories. Pasyu means get, and Karchi means pain. So here the meaning, this is the second advantage, that is Lord Krishna's memory will not give her any pain anymore. It will not make her sad, the memories of Lord Krishna. Bhav Bhakti means devotion, Chakiri means empire. Now the devotion, the empire of devotion will keep on increasing. That was the third advantage. Tino Bato Sarsi. All the three things will be fulfilled. More mukut pitambar sohe gal vaijanti mala. So here poetess Meera is describing the appearance of Lord Sri Krishna. So he is wearing a crown which is made up of peacock feathers. Then he is wearing a yellow color dress and on his neck he is wearing a necklace which is made up of Vaijanti flowers. So the name of the flower is Vaijanti. So here more means peacock, mukut means crown, pitambar means yellow color dress, sohe means wearing, gal means neck, Vaijanti is the name of the flower and Mala means necklace. Brindavan में देनु चुरावे मोहन मुरली वाला. So here Meera says, Lord Krishna with this appearance, he takes his cows to graze in Vrindavan. He takes his cows so that they can eat the grass, and at that time he starts to play the flute. He fascinates everybody at that moment. When everybody looks at him, they get so fascinated by his beauty. So here Brindavan means Vrindavan, Denu means cow, Churave means grace, that is, eating the grass and all, and Mohan means fascinates. Murali Wala, a person who plays the flute. So here Meera is basically saying that his appearance is so beautiful and he brings his cows to graze in the streets of Vrindavan and he plays the flute. At that time, he captures everybody's heart by his beauty. He fascinates everybody. ऊंचा ऊंचा महल बना बीच बीच राखू बारी. So here poetess Meera says that in the garden she will build very high palace and in between the palace she will keep few windows. So here uncha uncha means high, mahal means palace, beach means in between, rakhu means keep and bari means window. Savrya Darshan Pasyu Pahar Kusumbi Sari. So here poetess Meera says that she will wear a saffron color sari and then she'll get the view of Lord Krishna. So here Savrya means Lord Krishna, Darshan means view, Pasyu means get, Pahar means wear, Kusumbi means saffron color, sari means sari. So poetess Meera basically says that to get the view of Lord Krishna from the palace, she is going to wear a saffron color sari. आधी रात प्रभु दर्शन दीजियो जमनाजी रे तीरा मीरा रा प्रभु गिरधर नागर हिवड़ो गुनो adira. So the meaning of these two sentences. So in these two sentences, Meera is saying that her heart is very much desperate to meet Lord Krishna. She cannot wait till the morning to meet him, and that is the reason she is requesting Lord Krishna to come to the bank of the Zamnaji river in the midnight itself. Okay, so here Adi Raat means midnight, Darsan means view, Diju means gift, Jamnaji is the name of the river, Tira means bank, bank of the river. So here Hivdo means heart, Guno means very much, and Adhira means desperate. So poetess Meera is saying that she is very desperate to meet Lord Krishna. That is why she is requesting him to come to the Jamnaji river in the midnight itself. So now we'll see the Vakya for a better understanding. इस पद में कवियत्री मीरा श्री कृष्ण के प्रति अपनी भक्ति भावना को उजागर करते हुए कहती है. So in this stanza, poetess Meera is describing the love and the devotion that she has towards Lord Krishna. हे श्री कृष्णा मुझे अपना नौकर बनकर रखो. So here Meera says, हे श्री कृष्णा please keep me as your servant. अर्थात मीरा किसी भी तरह श्री कृष्ण नजदीक रहना चाहती है. So in whichever possible way, somehow Meera wants to be near to Lord Krishna. She wants to be next to Lord Krishna in whichever possible way. किसी भी तरह. It does not matter in which way. नजदीक means near. फिर चाहे नौकर बनकर ही क्यों ना रहना पड़े. So even if she has to become a servant for this, she does not have any problem with that. मीरा कहती है कि नौकर बनकर मैं बगीचा लगाऊंगी. So poetess Meera says that after becoming Lord Krishna's servant, she is going to make a garden. So बगीचा means garden. ताकि सुबह उठकर रोज आपके दर्शन पा सकूं. So that every day when she gets up, she'll be able to get the view of Lord Krishna from the garden. मीरा कहती है कि वृंदावन की संकरी गलियों में मैं अपने स्वामी की लीलाओं का बगान करूंगी. So poetess Meera says that in the narrow streets of Vrindavan, she will sing songs praising Lord Krishna. मीरा का मानना है कि नौकर बनकर उन्हें 3 फायदा होंगे. So Meera has a belief that after becoming Lord Krishna's servant, she will have 3 kind of advantages. So here 3 फायदे means 3 advantages. पहला, उन्हें हमेशा कृष्ण के दर्शन प्राप्त होंगे. So the very first advantage is that every day she'll be able to get the view of Lord Krishna. दूसरा, उन्हें अपने प्रिय की याद नहीं सताएगी. So the second advantage is that Lord Krishna's memories will not give her any pain because Krishna is right next to her. That is why his memories will not make her sad anymore. और तीसरा, उनकी भाव भक्ति साम्राज्य बढ़ता ही जाएगा. And the third advantage is that her empire of devotion, it will keep on increasing every day because now Krishna is right next to her. मीरा श्री कृष्ण के रूप का बगान करते हुए कहती है. सो मीरा इज डिस्क्राइबिंग द अपीयरेंस ऑफ लॉर्ड कृष्णा कि उन्होंने पीले वस्त्र धारण किया हुआ है. सो पोएटेस मीरा सेज दैट लॉर्ड कृष्णा इज वेयरिंग अ येलो कलर साड़ी. सर पर मोर के पंखों का मुकुट विराजमगन है. एंड ऑन हिज हेड he is wearing a crown which is made up of peacock feathers. So here more means peacock, panko means feathers, and mukut means crown. और गले में वैजंती फूल की माला को धारण किया हुआ. And poetess Meera says that on Lord Krishna's neck he is wearing a necklace which is made up of Vaijanti flowers. वृंदावन में गाय चुराते हुए जब मुरली बजाता है तो सबका मन मोह लेता है. So here poetess Meera says that with this appearance he brings his cows to graze in the streets of Vrindavan, and at that time he plays the flute. At that moment he fascinates everybody, he captures everybody's heart by his appearance, by his beauty. So man moh leta hai, he takes away everybody's heart and mind. मीरा कहती है कि मैं बगीचे के बीच ही ऊंचे ऊंचे महल बनाऊंगी. So poetess Meera says that in the garden itself she will build very high palace. और कुसुम्बी साड़ी पहनकर अपने प्रिय के दर्शन करूंगी. And she says that she will wear a saffron color saree and she'll get the view of Lord Krishna from the palace. अर्थात श्री कृष्णा के दर्शन के लिए साज श्रृंगार करूंगी. So here poetess Meera says that for getting the view of Lord Krishna she is going to come in a very beautiful appearance. So saaj shringar means makeup, you can say, or to make yourself look presentable. So she'll make herself look presentable and then she'll come to get the view of Lord Krishna. मीरा कहती है कि है मेरे प्रभु गिरधर स्वामी, मेरा मन आपके दर्शन के लिए इतना बेचैन है. So poetess Meera, she says, hey Shri Krishna, my mind is so restless, my heart is so restless to look at you कि वह सुबह का इंतजार नहीं कर सकता. She cannot wait till the morning. सुबह means morning and इंतजार means wait. मीरा चाहती है कि श्री कृष्ण आधी रात को ही जमुनाजी नदी के किनारे उसे दर्शन दे दे. That is why poetess Meera, she wishes that in the midnight itself Lord Krishna will come to the bank of the Jamnaji river and will give her his view. So here basically poetess Meera is saying that her heart is very desperate, she cannot wait till the morning. That is why she is requesting Lord Krishna to come in the midnight itself. So that was the end of the poem. I hope you have understood it, and let me know in the comments if this video has helped you, and don't forget to like the video. Thank you.